Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking about health. Okay, because there are two pillars. There are two foundation to your to a successful retirement. Because after everything, after all said and done, everything we do in life, we're still going to get to a point where we retire and then look back at what we've done and rely on what we've done, whether good or bad, whether successful or not successful. That is what is going to feed us. That's going to and that's what is also going to become our legacy when we live. When we die, the only way for us to remain on earth forever, for us to remain forever, is to leave a legacy. There are people who have left legacy that cannot make them, even disappear from earth, even though they've died. For example, do you know it was somebody that actually invented that bulb in your room right now? It was invented by somebody, I think Thomas Edison. He's been dead long years ago, but his invention still remain important throughout, even after death, hundreds of years after his death. So all of this, somebody invented the internet we're using right now. There's possibility that that person that must have died. There are a lot of drugs that we use, like penicillin. The person who invented penicillin is dead and gone years ago. There's so many things we use that the person who invented them have gone. So your invention could be an idea. Your legacy could be an idea that you brought into the world. Your legacy could be a philosophy. Your legacy could be those you've helped. Your legacy could be something you built. Okay, so we are going to get to that point where we want to retire, when we've built our legacy and want to look back at what we have done. There are two things that will make you enjoy that moment. Two things, basically. Every other thing come after, but two things. First, your finances. How well did you plan your finances? And I'll be taking care of that in our mentorship. You've joined this Tiens opportunity, which you can use to build a better retirement for yourself, of course. And before you retire, you must have been earning in huge amount of money every single week from your network. That's one. The second thing is your health. In fact, do you know that there are a lot of Nigerians right now that are scared of sickness at retirement, even more than poverty? They know that at least if I can still have something to eat, I still have clothes to wear, I'll still be fine during retirement. But if I'm sick, chronically sick, there's a problem because to get food, to get clothing is still easier. Your children can take care of you, giving you food. Well, maybe your children, it's not a big deal. Your children can clothe you. It's not a big deal. But once somebody falls ill and the illness is stubborn, the illness refuses to go, and the person needs to keep on revisiting the hospital, children get tired though. They get tired. I have so many first-hand experiences where the child will, messes up with the woman, with their mother, with their parents. There's a scenario where a daughter actually brought her mother. The mother was sick and everything. So the mother has been longing to come to our office for months. She has heard about testimony. She has heard about what we do at the office, how we use change product to heal people and etc. But the children have been telling her that they don't have time. They don't have time. They live in the same town. They don't have time. 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 So one day, we don't know what happened. They shall had time. Okay. So the daughter and a son, okay, came. So the son drove the car. The daughter was seated at the back, while the mother, who was sick, was also seated at the back. So they got them. Now, to get the mother from the car into the office, the daughter came in and asked for help from some of our staff, that can we just come out and help bring the mother in, because the mother couldn't walk very well. So when the staff got them, they saw that two staff got there. They saw that they were going to need one more hand. So then I said, okay, instead of going inside and disturb other colleagues who are actually working to come and help the mother, we are two here already. Why not you, the daughter, just help us so that we can be three? The daughter said she can never, never touch her mother. I'm telling you a real life story. She said she can never, in front of her mother, that she can never touch her mother, that her mother is smelling, that she can never touch her, that the mother should find out how she's going to get inside the office, that she can't touch her. And she was carrying a handbag and two mobile phone on the second hand, fixed long nails, fixed long eyelashes. So she can never, never, never touch her mother. And the mother started crying. And the mother was begging the staff that they should just please, they should not look at what her daughter is saying. They should not look at how her daughter is behaving. They should just try help her. Maybe the daughter was still better. The son did not get down from the car. The son said his responsibility was just to bring his mother to that place. That's all. When the mother is done, his responsibility is to take her back. Whatever happens inside, whatever happens after they get there, it's none of his responsibility. children. That's so if you think you can rely on your children that they will take care of you at old age, rethink it. Oh, children of nowadays have different priority. So that's why but you have nothing to fear because in Tiens, you are covered. As long as you follow instruction, you are covered. In fact, the covering on you is even big enough to cover every member of your family, big enough to cover everyone around you, everyone that you know. Tiens health covering can cover everybody. So that's why we're talking about the Tiens health concept. Okay, there are three pillars to Tiens health concept. I just want to demystify tonight. Okay, so Tiens healing is not about treating symptoms. No, it's about fixing the root. So what Tiens product does is that they look at what exactly is the root of this problem. For example, headache. Headache in itself is not a sickness. A lot of people treat headache. Headache is not a sickness. Headache is a symptom of so many sicknesses. There are some people that when their blood pressure is rising, they have headache. There are some people when they are stressed out, they have headache. There are some people when they didn't sleep well, when they didn't have good night's rest, they have headache. There are some people, some women, when they're about to see their menstruation, they have headache. Yeah. Why there are some people when they are hungry, they have headache. So you can't just say, I'm having a headache. What can I use? No, headache is not a problem. What you should ask is, what is the cost of my headache? It is the cost of your own headache that you treat. For example, if you say, okay, anybody that has headache, will just take paracetamol. Fine. If you take paracetamol for somebody that has headache, and the headache is as a result of hunger, paracetamol will do nothing. Let me ask you, if somebody has headache as a result of hunger, what is the solution? Let me know in the chat. If somebody has headache, is suffering from headache right now, and the headache is as a result of hunger, that person is hungry. What is the solution? What's that person's solution? Let me know in the chat. Thank you. Food. Food, new. It is food. Oh. So if somebody has headache and the headache is as a result of hunger, and you are bombarding that person with paracetamol or what have you, you are joking. The person might have relief for a while, but after some hours or after some days, that headache will come back. Why? You have not fixed the root cause. That is the sole reason why so many people out there keep on using drug. They keep on repeating their medications because they have not fixed the root cause. Okay? There are some times when your headache may be as a result of you not sleeping well. The solution to that is you just finding time to sleep. Once you sleep, the headache goes. So if your headache is as a result of you not having proper sleep, you're always not sleeping well, you don't have deep sleep, you don't have sound sleep, no matter what you use for that headache, the headache will keep on returning. And if you are not smart, if you are not here in Tiens, what you just be doing is that you just keep on repeating drugs. So there are some people right now, they've been on certain drugs for 10 years. They've been on certain drugs for 20 years. They've been on high blood pressure drug for years, diabetes drug. That is the reason is that you have not fixed the root cause. Okay, so Tiens healing is not about treating the symptom, the sign you see. When somebody has paralysis, left hand paralysis and right hand paralysis, you don't treat the right hand and the left leg the right hand and the right leg that are paralyzed that you call stroke. You ask, what is the cause of the stroke? It is the cause that you treat. Most times, it is a blood vessel going to the brain that is blocked or not supplying blood very well. So you now check what is causing this blood vessel that supplies blood to my brain not work very well, because the left part of your brain controls your right hand and your right leg. Why the opposite side, the right part of your brain controls your left hand and left leg. So if there is a blockage or something wrong with the blood vessels that is supplying blood to the right part of your brain, that person will have left hand and left leg paralysis that you call stroke. So your question should be, if you meet somebody or if you see somebody who has left paralysis, left hand and left leg paralysis, you should know that it's from the right part of the brain. So the question is now, what is the issue with this person's blood vessel on the right side of the brain? So that is what we want to treat, not the hand and the leg. Once the blockage in that blood vessel is cleared, the paralysis will go. So that is how we undo people here. So we find out what exactly is the root cause, not what the person is complaining about. You always complain about having, you're always feverish every time. what is the cause? Not the fever. We're not going to treat the fever. We're going to treat the cause. You're always having catarrh every time. What is the cause? It could be that your immune system is weak. You're always having, let me see, all of these problems. What is the cause? Hypertension. There are several reasons. There are several causes of hypertension. What is the cause? You look at what exactly is the problem and the root cause. It is that root cause. Then we now look for what are the Tiens products that can actually take care of this root cause. Are we following? Are we following? Okay, so let's proceed. So the Tiens health formula, there are three pillars to the Tiens healing formula: detoxify, nourish, and balance. These are the three steps. So the first step is to detoxify. So the detoxify is eliminating toxin. We remove toxin. We say, okay, the problem is caused by this thing. Then we remove that thing. We don't treat something without removing the cause. For example, let me give another example, okay, so that you can relate. You got back from work today and you discover that your house was smelling of dead rat. Smelling, the stench was so mad of dead rat. There are two ways to take care of that smell. The first way is to go out and go and buy air freshener, right? You buy air freshener that has good fragrance. You spray that air freshener in the entire house, and immediately after spraying the air freshener, the smell of the dead rat disappears and the air freshener takes over, right? But something will happen. After about 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, when the smell of the air freshener expires, what happens? The smell of the dead rat comes back again. That is the problem. The reason is that you have not taken care of the cause. The cause of the smell is a dead rat. So that leads me to the second way you can take care of the smell. The second way is to find time and look for where the dead rat is. Is the dead rat in your room? Is it in your children's room? Is it in the bathroom? Is it in the pantry? Is it in the kitchen? Is it in the storehouse? Is it here? Is it at the back of the television? Is it under your rug? Where is the dead rat? Now, the problem now is that for most people, dedicating time to look for the dead rat is not the problem. The money and the time that they will spend to look for the source of their problem is really the problem. That is why people look for quick remedy. What can I use now? That will make a stroke that has been battling with me for 20 years ago. It's not possible. You've been battling with a particular sickness for 10 years, for 5 years. You now came to Tiens looking for something you can use today, that will make that problem go tomorrow. It is not possible. Tiens is not magic. It took years. The problem took years before you even manifest, before you even saw it, before you start seeing symptoms. When you are sick today, the sickness does not start today. The sickness must have been battling with you internally for some period of time. It is when that sickness overcomes your immune system that you start seeing symptoms. So when somebody has hypertension today, the hypertension did not start today. Whatever led to that hypertension must have been battling with you for years that you've not seen any symptoms. Because you are still going out, you are still coming back, you are still going to church, you are still going to mosque, you are still going to party, you still have sex with your wife, you sleep, you wake up, does not mean you are okay. There are a whole lot of things going on in the body. Those things are battling with your immune system. Your immune system is there to fight whatever sickness is coming up. So the moment that sickness overcomes your immune system, that's when it now shows. It seems I'm having slight headache. Let me check my blood pressure. You know, discover your blood pressure is high. It did not start today. So you can't just be looking for something you can use today, that will take care of the problem today. It is not possible. Okay. So the first thing is to eliminate. So you go and look for where is the dead rat, and then you eliminate that dead rat. Once you throw that dead rat away, you take it out, and then you wash the spot where the dead rat was. What happens to your room? The smell begins to reduce gradually. The smell does not disappear immediately. It begins to reduce gradually because the origin of the smell has been taken out. That process is what we call detoxification, whereby you look at what is the source of my problem. Oh, this is the source of this my sickness, and then you use certain things. You do certain things to remove the origin. And when you remove that origin of the problem does not just disappear. You've been treating you detoxify because you had hypertension. Does not mean that the hypertension will just disappear immediately. No, you start seeing gradual reduction in the blood pressure reading gradually till you reach your goal. So that's what we call detoxification. So we have products for that, and that's usually the first call. That's the product you got. All of the products you got when you did your package, when you did your investment, when you sign up, they are all detoxification products. We still have more, but these are your detoxification products. So they are things we should be using regularly. Now, after detoxification, you will see improvement in your health, but all of the time, the problem might not go totally because For the number of years that the problem has been in your body, there must have been some cells that have been damaged. Okay? Some cells must have been damaged, some issues must have gone on as an after effect of the problem in your body. Okay, so that then we now move to that other step. We now nourish and feed those cells that must have been damaged all of these years. All of these years, while you've been using chemical drugs to treat yourself, remember chemical drugs also have side effects. They must have probably damaged this or damaged that. Sometimes, for some people, when you use high blood pressure drug for a long time, it affects your manhood. It affects your libido. You no longer have the urge to have sex with your wife anymore, and your wife's already complaining. Okay, so that's the after effect. Okay, so some cells must have been affected, definitely. So after detoxification, move to the next step by nourishing those cells. That's what we call the nourish stage. Then the last stage, once you nourish the cells, you move to the last stage, which is balance. We now want to create a balance to your body, because once you create a balance to your body, it strengthens you such that that problem will find it very hard to return again. So if you don't complete these stages, your healing is not complete. And the issue is that most times when people detoxify, about 80% of their problem disappears. So most people stop there. They don't proceed to nourish, they don't proceed to balance. So you have to complete this step. You detoxify, you nourish, and then you balance. Balance is strengthening, regulating your body such that you won't need anything external again. You won't need anything, you won't need any medication external to regulate your blood pressure. You won't need anything external again to regulate your blood sugar. You won't need anything external again to regulate your weight, to regulate your sleep, to regulate your body. Your body will be regulated the way God created it back to normal. Okay. So these are the 3 stages of Tiens healing: detoxify, nourish, and balance. Detoxify, nourish, and balance. Remove toxin, feed the cells, and strengthen the body. All right. So these are detoxification products. Tiens detoxification products. We have the antilipemic tea. We have the slimming tea. We have the FOS, which is fructo oligosaccharide. We have the chitosan capsule. We have the spirulina capsule, and we have the Oricare. These are Tiens detoxification products. They eliminate what is harming your body. Okay. Warning, or let me put this out there. Slimming tea is not only for those who want to slim. Subsequently, when we're having more trainings on these products, we're breaking them down. There are some ingredients that are in Tiens antilipemic tea that can be found in slimming tea and even beneficial. Okay. So it's not only for those who want to slim down. Sometimes when the problem is chronic, we combine antilipemic tea and slimming tea together to make it strong enough to fight whatever problem that person is dealing with. Sometimes people that usually have chronic typhoid, it's always coming back recurrent, it's always coming back, it's always strong or whatever. Or somebody who is down with probably stage 3 cancer, something that is about to kill that person, we combine antilipemic tea and slimming tea to make it so powerful. So most people think because it's slimming tea is only for those who want to lose weight. No, there are some toxins that hide in your fat. Those toxins are difficult to detoxify. So you combine antilipemic tea and slimming tea to work on that. Okay, so these are basically the detoxification products. Now, the other segment is nourish. These are the products that nourish. We also call them replenisher. They replenish the lost nutrients. We have the calcium series. We have the super high calcium, which is the best calcium in the world. We have the metabolic calcium, which is calcium 2, which is specifically manufactured for diabetic patients. Then we have the children calcium, which is made for children. And there is something, me speaking with you, I still use children calcium. There is something in the children calcium that you need. There's a part of the children calcium called taurine. There's an ingredient called taurine. It is specific for the brain. So if you're an adult and you've started noticing that your brain power is diminishing, you go inside the room, you are in the sitting room, but you go into the room to pick up something. When you got into the room, you couldn't remember what you came to pick. Like, why did I come here to even take? You need children calcium. You are holding your phone in your hand and you're searching for the phone, or your phone is in your pocket and you're searching for it. You're even beating your children. You, this boy, I've told you not to always take my phone again. And your child is telling you, daddy, the phone you're looking for, that's in your pocket. You're like, oh, really? Sorry. You're forgetting things. You need the children calcium. It helps it helps your brain power if you combine it with lecithin. Okay, lecithin is also the food of the brain. Okay, so these are nourishing products: the calcium series, the lecithin plus calcium, zinc, which is good for the eyes. Zinc is also good for prostate for men. Zinc is also good to help when you are taking any of these products and you combine them with zinc. Zinc helps the product to percolate or assimilate into your cell very, very fast. Okay. Then we have Vitality Soft Gel. All of this. We are going to be taking some of these products one by one later on, but this is just an overview. So calcium 1, calcium 2. Calcium 2 is specific for those who are diabetic. Then children calcium, okay? It's called children calcium, fine for children, but I've told you the secret. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, I always mix one sachet from the calcium 1, which is for adults, and one sachet of children calcium together to take. It helps the brain. It helps it helps your brain remain young. Okay, your brain shouldn't grow old. All right. Then the lecithin plus calcium, very good for you have the product brochure, the benefits are there. I'm just giving you an overview. Lecithin plus calcium is good for anything related to the brain, so for stroke, for blood pressure, for people that don't sleep well, all of those stuffs. For your children that are in school, or for you that your work requires brain power, you're an accountant, the entire company's account is relied on you, or you make decisions. All of these products makes you young. Okay, you take zinc, you take lecithin, you take calcium all together. Okay, all right. Then we have the balancers. These are the products that regulate your organs and regulate your system. We have the grape extract, we have the cordyceps, we have the beneficium, we have the aura stone. Okay, we have unimen, which is specifically for men, and then we have uni women, specifically for women. We have the Tiens mattress, and we have the thermal meridian massager. The thermal meridian massager is a superpower. Thermal meridian massager. In subsequent discussions, we might be taking one of them individually to discuss. But you have the product brochure, go through the product brochure. One thing I've realized or I've discovered about Nigerians is Nigerians don't like to read. Nigerians don't like to, the white man said, if you want to kill an African man, write the date of his death, how you will kill him, write it in a book. An African man will never read, even if you give it to him. The Africans don't like to read. That is why the few of you who read, you will be ahead of people. Anything that is educational, Africans run away from it. But anything that is entertaining, if this class was an entertainment class where you would laugh, where you would dance, where like the things you watch on TikTok or Instagram, you see people filled up here. But because it is educating, some of you are already yawning right now. Some of you are already bored because your attention span has been cut off. So you need to read. The brochure sent to you contains the benefit of all of the products I'm talking to you about, all of them. There is none of the product that has less than 5 benefits because of the ingredients combined together and the effect of them. Okay, so read them, go through them. If you need to take care of a particular problem, maybe your parents, your siblings, or whatever, go through the product brochure. You will see, the product that are for those problems. Okay, so these are the balancers. All right. Now we want to focus on detoxification tonight. Remember we have detoxification, nourishing, and balancing. We're focusing on detoxification, okay, tonight. All right. Now, so what's detoxification? Detoxification is the removal of toxins, metabolic waste from the body. Basically, what led to your problem? The removal of that thing is what called detoxification. So whatever challenge you have right now, you have prostate enlargement, you have catarrh, you have cough, anybody has infertility, anybody has fibroids, your skin is not okay, you don't like the way your skin looks, you don't see very well, your blood pressure is always on the rise, you're always easily stressed out, you're always yawning, you don't sleep very well except you take sleeping tablets, you can't perform as a man very well, you don't enjoy sex as a woman, your menstruation is always painful, you're always having headache, you don't always have appetite. What else? All of this problem, your blood sugar is on the rise, you have tumor or cancer, lump in the breast, all of these issues, okay? The process of removing what led to it is all called detoxification. Something led to it. When you were born, you're not born with some of these problems. It's certain things that you acquired accumulated as you are growing that led to this problem. So the process of removing those things is detoxification. So these things are called toxins generally. That is why if you look at the word detoxification, okay, there's TOX there. Look at it here. That's detox, detoxification, the removal of toxin. Okay, that's why if you look at there's this product called antilipemic tea, one of the detoxifiers. Okay, let me just go back to that slide. This product called antilipemic tea, the first one is the fastest selling product here, antilipemic tea. Okay, look at the word anti, anti-lipemic, anti-lipid, anti-lipid. Okay, can you see that? Anti, then lipid, T. Lipid is dirt in the blood. So it is a tea that is specifically manufactured to help you clean dirt and toxins from your body. When they say something is virus and they say another thing is antivirus, that means antivirus is something that fights against virus. When they say somebody or a word is called Christ, and there's another word called antichrist, that means the word antichrist are those who are against Christ. Same here, there's something called lipid, which is the toxins in your body, and there's something called anti-lipid. So that is something that is against. So whatever anti-lipid gets into your body, his responsibility, his duty is to go and fight the toxins in your body. That's why we don't joke with anti-lipid. It's always in our house for emergency, for scorpion bite, for somebody running temperature. The first point of call is usually anti-lipid. Anti-lipid. Somebody having running stomach, just tear anti-lipid, just one bag, pour it in your mouth, chew it, and then drink one more on it. The running stomach stop, diarrhea stops, all of this stuff. So it's usually like the first aid, so to say. You must have it in your house, especially if you have children. Your children is running fever. You can take antipiramidine to, make that person calm before taking the next step, maybe taking to the person to the hospital or whatever. Calm the person. Whatever you're having cough, you take hot antipiramidine. You're having blocked nose, you boil antipiramidine tea, and then you inhale the heat coming out from the tea. Okay, so many things. You are not even sick, you just want to maintain your health. When you are taking your pap or your custard, you can tear a bag of antipiramidine tea raw into the pap without adding sugar or milk and take it like that. So many areas. Do you also know that you can grind antipiramidine tea, the leaf, the shaft inside antipiramidine tea, you can grind it and mix it with your cream. It makes your skin bright. It makes your skin very, very beautiful. So many functions. Also, do you know that when you boil antipiramidine tea, you can reserve a little quantity, very little quantity, and ensure that that little quantity is cold. Make it cold. Don't keep it in the fridge. Just make it cold. Let it simmer without any of the chaff. Then clean your hands or have an eye drop container and drop antipiramidine, cold antipiramidine into your eyes at night. It cleanses your eyes. So those of you that have been using glasses, try it. Use it continuously. Start seeing improvement in your eyesight. Antipiramidine is powerful. So because I'm emphasizing this because we are talking about detoxification today. So it's one of the product for detoxification. So like I said, detoxification is removal of toxins from the body. So what are toxins? We have metabolic waste. Metabolic waste. We also have pathogens. We have blood lipid. We have this, and this. So metabolic waste are waste that are generated by your cells. Okay, like dead cells. Okay, do you know you have dead cells? Some cells die while some cells regenerate. Okay, we have cancer cells. We have damaged cells. We have metabolic byproducts. Okay, then pathogens in your body. You inhale. Somebody sneezed beside you today. You inhaled it. Your immune system fought against that so that you won't, have that problem. Okay, like bacteria, viruses. When you treat yourself, they told you you had infection and you treated yourself. Let's say you had bacterial infection and you treated yourself. When the bacteria died inside you, where did they go? Don't you know that something is supposed to evacuate that dead bacteria? You had catarrh. A lot of catarrh are usually caused by viruses. Okay, there's a special virus that causes catarrh. When you treat catarrh and you are okay, that dead virus, when they die, don't you know that they're supposed to be evacuated out of the body? Okay, that is the function of detoxification. Okay, so bacteria, viruses, foreign particles that the immune system intercepted. Okay, detoxification will eliminate them. Then we have blood lipid. These are excess fat, cholesterol, triglyceride, all of these stuffs in your blood, detoxification will eliminate all of them from your blood and from your entire body system, your cells, your tissues, everything. So where do we get toxins from? We get some from the air we breathe in. We get some from the food we eat. We get some from water, some free radicals, some from chemicals, some from drugs. Now, the thing is that there are a whole lot of toxins that you don't have control over. You can't prevent them. The air you breathe in, you have very low control over them, over the air. Okay? A lot of people don't have anything that purifies air in their house. Even if you have something that purifies air in your house, do you have something that purifies air while you're walking on the street, while you're in your office, while you're traveling? We don't have a lot of control, right? So whatever is coming in from the air, we breathe it in. Whatever particle, whatever pathogen, virus, bacteria, fungi, whatever coming through the air, we breathe it in. So that is why detoxification is not a one-time thing. We're supposed to be detoxifying every day, especially the antibiotic thing is something you take every single day, a bag to 2 bags of antibiotic every day, regularly. That is what you use your PPV for. Take it every. You don't wait till you are sick. You must detoxify every day. What about our food? We don't have control over the source of our food. The food you ate tonight, do you know how it was planted? Do you know how it was transported? Do you know what was into it to preserve it? The only control you have is how you cooked it. Okay, you've decided that you won't use Maggi anymore. That's good. You've decided that you won't take cold water anymore. Fine. But that food that you prepared, that you decided not to use Maggi for, do you know how it was planted? There are a whole lot of chemical fertilizer, chemical additives, all of it that have been added into it that you don't have control over. Your bottled water, the plastic that is the container of your bottled water is causing a lot. The plastic that is the container of your water tank, your overhead water tank, is a problem. All of those plastics are percolating into your water. We take them. That is where cancer comes from. That is where all of these things come from that we don't even know. There's so many plastic in your house right now. Your table, your plastic, the interior of your car, plastic, your television, plastic, all of these things, as long as they're exposed to heat, they bring out toxins that we inhale gradually. A lot of people are living inside a house that was built with asbestos. Asbestos, turn into dust as we grow, as time goes on, and we inhale them without even knowing. Those particles are very, very tiny that we don't even know. And as time goes on, it's also one of the causes of cancer. So will I not say you should leave your house? No. That is why regular detox, you have to be detoxifying regularly. In the olden days, they don't wait till people fall sick before they treat themselves. First thing in the morning, you will take concussion. You take what we call agbo. There are agbo that you take to prevent. Every morning you take agbo. There are different tribes, different ethnic group, different family with different. But as time goes on, when Western medicine came, they made us forget all of these things, our roots, so that we can, profit them. Because pharmaceutical is a big industry. There are some countries that rely only on pharmaceutical. So if a country is relying on the money they make from the drugs of diabetes, will that country ever let you know what you can take to prevent diabetes? No, they always be doing everything to make you have diabetes. How? From young age, they will have introduced things that will cause diabetes to your children. All of those stupid food that you see the advert on television, Milo, Capri Sun, biscuits, they will give you good advice. Just look at those adverts. Look at who they are targeting. You always see a child, a young boy, a young girl in the advert. They make it enticing to your children. So your children will have, started feeding on them from young age, such that by the time they are 40, 45, 50, they are down with the problem. So it is the same company that is selling you the cause of the problem that will also sell you the solution. That is it. Simple as that. They will advertise to you before you see an advert where they will put a man. Maybe there's something, maybe it's an item in the house, a building item or whatever. But most of those food items, you either see a mother or the children in the advert. They will show you, Milo will come to show you advert that when your child takes Milo, he'll be able to kick football very well, able to play very well in school. He'll be brilliant in school. Whereas Milo made anybody brilliant. That's just an advert gimmick, okay? Anybody wants to sell that product to also advertise. I'm just opening your eyes. So they put all of these adverts right in front of you into your subconscious mind, such that whenever you are hungry, the first thing that comes to your mind are those foods. There are some people, as I'm speaking to you right now, when they are thirsty, very, very thirsty, and they put soft drink, maybe a bottle of Coca-Cola and a cup of water in their front, they will look at the two and they will pick Coca-Cola, even though they are thirsty. Their logical mind knows that the solution to thirst is water. But because Coca-Cola advert has entered their subconscious, and your subconscious mind is in charge of 70% of the decision you make, even not 90. But so because Coca-Cola has entered their subconscious, They will choose Coca-Cola when they are thirsty, knowing fully well, logically knowing that it should be water. So they bring in all of those things to you. You have been consuming them from young age. So now the problem is here. Some people are just 50 and they're already battling with sickness of people that are supposed to, sickness of 90-year-old. In the olden days, hypertension is an old age problem. It's until when you reach 85, 90 before you have such problem. In the olden days, a man of 70 still goes to the farm. He can bend, he can farm, he does not have waist pain. Look at, if you're a Christian, look at the Bible now. Look at the age Abraham and Sarah gave birth. Age of 70, I don't know, plus. Look at just conceiving Isaac. This day, no, because of what you've been eating. So that is why regular detoxification is very, very important. What about chemicals? The chemical you go and collect, you use your money to go and buy those chemicals, like perfumes, fragrances. All of these things contain paraben. Some women use relaxers entering your head. Some men use hair dye. Hair dye also increases your risk of prostate cancer. For women too, it increases the risk of cancer as well. Relaxer, all of those stupid things that they use at the salon. You have to be careful. You have to know. My own goal is to make you know, so that even when you are doing those things, you know. I'm not telling you not to use relaxer. That's going to be your own decision. But I'm just telling you what it can cause. So even if you decide to use it, you are aware that this thing can lead to this problem, such that when that problem comes, you don't lie that it is a spiritual attack, because that's what Nigerians are known for. Any problem in Nigeria is spiritual attack. When their children finish from school and couldn't get a job, it's people from the village, spiritual attack. When they start a business and the business does not work, it's spiritual attack. When they can't see very well, it's spiritual attack. When they process a visa and they couldn't get a visa, it's a spiritual attack. When they built a house and something happened, it's a spiritual attack. When they couldn't pay their loan back, it's a spiritual attack. When they have hypertension, it's a spiritual. Everything is a lie. It's a big lie. Most of the problems you cause spiritual attack are not spiritual attacks. Most of the sicknesses you cause spiritual attack are not spiritual attacks. As long as you can go to the lab, and a lab, you run a test, and a test detects what is wrong with you, it is not a spiritual attack. You are placing high blood pressure monitor on your arm, and it's telling you your blood pressure is high. As long as a machine and equipment that was made by a human being like you can detect that sickness, it's not a spiritual attack. Machines that were made by human being like you can never detect spiritual attack. If you know what spiritual attack really is spiritual sickness, hospital equipment cannot discover it. So as long as hospital equipment and lab equipment can discover your problem, it is not a spiritual attack. The problem is a lack of knowledge. So I'm just educating you to know that these are the sources of the problem. So if you decide to do it, fine, that's your decision. But when the problem comes, you know where the problem is from, so you can tackle it directly. So people buy chemicals with themselves, people buy alcoholic drink with themselves. On the pack of cigarettes, the manufacturers of cigarettes says smokers are liable to die young, and people go with their hard-earned money to go and buy cigarettes. Cigarette that the owner, the person that manufactured it, the person that knows the in and out, has said that if you take this thing that I manufactured, you are liable to die young. And people are buying it without any advert. So when the problem comes, they say that one is a spiritual attack. It's not a spiritual attack. People who have been drinking alcohol all their life, right from university, they drank alcohol. When they now reach 60 and 70, they now say they gave their life to Christ. So you think the alcohol you've taken while you are young, the effect will not come back in the future? You are joking. Because give your life to Christ now means the effect of all of those alcohol, you've done all sorts while you're in school. So when the side effect will show up, the damage to your liver, the damage to your kidney will come up. Because you give your life to Christ, because you stop them does not mean it will show. It will show. It will show. So all of these things are the source of the problem. So regularly, because there are some of the sources of toxins that we can control, while there are some that we can't control based on where we are right now. So regularly, we are meant to be taking detoxifiers every single time. Okay? Let me proceed. So this is the cycle. The cycle starts with toxin. When toxins get into your body, most of the problems a lot of people have these days, they were not born with it. So toxins come from the sources I just explained. Then when toxins come, it leads to cell degeneration. The cells start degenerating, and then you start seeing symptoms. Oh, my blood pressure is high today. I couldn't sleep yesterday. Whenever I get pregnant, I have miscarriage, or my menstruation is always painful, or my blood sugar is on the rise, or I'm always having hiccups, or I'm always having this, I'm always yawning. Start seeing symptoms. Then you go to the hospital, they bombard you with what? Drug and injection. Fine. Drug and injection have its place. So drug and injection have its place. Okay. But when we're talking about chronic sickness, a sickness that takes a long period of time, that requires long time management, drug and injection cannot cure you. Okay. So when you take drugs and injection for chronic sickness. Because it's a chronic sickness, it requires a long period of time to manage it. That means you keep on taking the drug and injection back to back to back. And because this drug and injection were made of chemical, which is another toxin, it introduces more toxin to you. That is why you say, in 2020, when I went to the hospital, I was having my leg was paining me, or I was having arthritis. I was placed on this particular drug. I've been taking this drug, but I noticed that after some years, I started having another problem again. Even though the arthritis that I went for had not gone, when they asked me to run another test and discovered that my liver is already weak, what is happening again? Or I've been taking high blood pressure drug for I'm taking amlodipine, Modretic, Vasoprene. I've been taking it as the doctor recommended, but I noticed that after about 3 years, I couldn't perform sexually again. So it leads to more problem. That's because it introduced more toxins. So more toxins gives you more symptoms. So when that problem comes up again, what do? They give you another set of drug again. So you are still on the drug for hypertension, but they said you cannot perform on bed very well again. Okay, they give you another set of drug again for that one. Maybe Viagra. Okay, that's more drug. More drugs lead to more toxins. More toxins. So the cycle keeps on going. More toxin leads to cell degeneration, symptoms, drug injection. It keeps on going. That's how the cycle goes. You see some people, they've been treating a particular sickness for years, going back and back and back. After a while, what do? They will change their hospital. They say, maybe if I try my luck in another hospital, or they change the drug for them, they change the dosage. Sometimes when people change the method of treatment, they stop you going to the hospital, then they go to prayer sessions. Start praying, maybe this sickness can go, blah, 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 etc. So, till, you just hear that, Mrs. Lagbaja or Mr. Lagbaja is dead, though. He died yesterday. What's the age? 65 years old. And Nigeria is so gullible that, or we are so, not gullible, that's a big one. We are so unexposed, let me just put it that way, to an extent that we celebrate somebody who dies at 65. Somebody who dies at 65. When they say life begins at age 40, you begin your life at age 40. If you begin your life at age 40 and you die at 65, you just use 25 years. You are still young. But in Nigeria, we celebrate it. You see somebody that died that we are supposed to be crying for, that was supposed to be so sad. They celebrate somebody who died at 60. They're doing an elaborate funeral ceremony for somebody who died at 45, at 48. Somebody whose child has not even finished from university. Somebody whose child has not even settled down. Somebody who has not even enjoyed anything he labored for. Meanwhile, I'm just digressing a bit. That person that died, unfortunately, that person had his time at the hospital. Let's say 2 months or 1 month at the hospital before he eventually gave up the ghost. Okay. At that time, when the person was in the hospital, they needed money for the treatment. Let's say they needed 5 million naira. It's when you need money in Nigeria that you know that you don't have any friend, though. For those of you that are always shy to talk to people about your business, when you need money, you know that you don't have anybody. Nobody. I repeat, nobody. Do you know your husband can run away when the problem is much? Do you know your wife can run away when the problem is big? Do you know your children can run away when the problem is so great? You have nobody. That's when you know that you have only yourself. Okay? So that person had his own time at the hospital and they needed 5 million naira. They went helter skelter. They couldn't get 5 million naira. Everywhere, friend, family, church, whatever. 5 million. I'm telling you this from experience. 5 million naira. The family could not even raise 5 million naira for the person, and that person died. I can bet it with you that in Nigeria, on the average, there are so many people that needed 5 million naira for treatment and they couldn't raise. But when they died, they spent 15 million naira on their funeral. This is, I'm telling you, real life experience. They needed 5 million naira for treatment. They couldn't raise it. Family couldn't raise it. They couldn't get it. But when the person gave up the ghost, they spent more than 15 million naira on the funeral. There was somebody, I'll give you an example. One of the example that came to that is at top of my head right now. That person had ulcer. The person needed just 40,000 naira as at then to buy Tiens product. Just 40,000 naira. The person is an old person. The person came from Moe. The person lives in Moe. Okay. So the person needed just 4,000 naira. 4,000 was all that man needed to take care of himself. So he said he's no longer working, he's retired, and it is his children that are taking care of him. So he called his children. The first one in the UK, the second one in South Africa, the third one in Italy. Called them. Let me put it to you. It might be surprising to you. Those 3 children couldn't give the father 40,000 naira. One living in UK, one living in South Africa, one living in Italy. They couldn't raise 40,000 naira for their father. They were giving excuse. This is life. This is not somebody said. I was the one attending to the man. The first one said, Daddy, I didn't mean it was yesterday you called. I just paid all of my children's school fees. I'm right now out of cash. The second one said, Daddy, I didn't mean it was last week you called. I just processed my master. You know that master I've been telling you about now? Yes. Just paid for this tuition. That one said, I didn't mean it was this time you called. Daddy. Oh. But there was something common. Of course, because they are abroad does not mean they're counting money. What was common was that I was not even bothered about the fact that they couldn't, provide the money at that time. But what I was bothered about was that none of them promised their father that, okay, I don't have it today. Daddy, give me till the month end. None. I don't have today. Daddy, give me till I collect my salary in 2 months' time. None. They couldn't raise 40,000 naira. The man died one way or the other. So there was another man who was, I think he was a co-landlord or a tenant of this deceased man. He also needed help. So he came to our office. Okay. So when he got to our office, he did everything. He went through the procedure and everything. So the document that we gave to him that was going on with, he saw the name of our office on that document, his result and everything. So he was not telling us that, do we know this social person? We said yes, that he used to be one of our patients, but we no longer hear back from him. The man told us that man is dead, though. That in fact, the children did so well for the funeral. They spend this, they spend that. And we know, he said, the day the man died, that he was part of those who took the man to the hospital when the crisis happened, because the man couldn't treat himself at our place because the children couldn't provide just 4,000 naira. So when the crisis happened after some weeks, it was rushed. The crisis started in the early part of the morning. It was rushed to the hospital. So when they got to the first hospital, the hospital said it was beyond them, and they referred the man to the next hospital. So it was when they were driving the man to the next hospital that the man gave up the ghost in the car. So he was there. So it was not saying, this happened. So when they got back home and they confirmed that the man was dead, they called the children. They said that day, that man was saying that same day, when they told the children that their father is dead, 12 cows, 12, let me write it on the screen if you don't know, 12 cows got home that day. They sent money through their friends in Lagos to buy cow, 12 cows for their father that they couldn't give 40,000 naira to treat. If you are depending on your children, I don't know what is giving you confidence. 12 cows that same day. Do you know what is funny? They've not seen the picture of their dead father. They've not confirmed. It's just people in the streets, the community people who attended to the man, that called the children that their father is dead. There's no confirmation. They don't know if they're even lying. They don't know if it's true. 12 cows got home that day from the children. The children had, family meeting immediately on the WhatsApp group. They did everything, and 12 cows. Okay? So Nigerians will spend so much on party, funeral, birthday, housewarming, marriage. But when it comes to their health, they will say there's no money. They will say there's no money. So many people are in the church right now, and what is wrong with them already has medical intervention. It's already there. The solution is there. But to get the money, there's no money. There's no money. So every day, these are some of the experiences you will meet on the field. So having stories like this will help you tackle them. Tell that if that person dies today, the money will come out though. They first kept that man in the mortuary, paying daily for mortuary bills for a man that they couldn't raise 40,000 naira for. 40,000 naira, 40,000 naira. Then the man said the coffin that they bought, the casket, was 300,000 plus. He was giving us all of those info because when he saw the name of our office on the test results, the deceased man, when he got home, the deceased man was not educated. So when he got home, then when he was still alive, after coming back from us, he gave his test results to this particular man to help him go through to see whatever we are talking about. So this man saw the name on the test result. So when he got to our own place too, from another person's referral, he now discovered that it was the same place. He now started telling us the story. He didn't know that the deceased man was unable to actually do the needful at our place. It was just praising the children. The children tried to. If you see what they did, if you see the kind of food they cooked, if you see how they made their father, if their father were alive, we would be so proud. Everything, talking about how much they spent on the funeral, not knowing that. But we couldn't tell. We couldn't tell him that the man couldn't do what he was supposed to do. That's supposed to be confidential. So that is why you have to take your health very, very important. So this information I'm giving you is for you and for people around you. Okay. So toxins, this is a cycle of toxins. It goes on like that. It keeps you in that cycle where you keep on going back to the hospital, going back and getting more drugs, back and forth, 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 till that person goes. Okay? So keep on detoxifying. So Tiens detoxification is the first step. So Tiens detoxification stops the progression of the illness. So whatever, let's say somebody is sick and the level, let's say it has gotten to maybe stage 3. The illness has gotten to stage 3 before that person came across Tiens, stage 3. What Tiens product will first do is to stop it at this stage. It will arrest it here. It won't allow it to go further to maybe stage 4 or stage 5 or stage whatever. It will arrest it. That means that's what this means. It will stop the progression of the illness. To stop it there, then begin its reversal. It begins its reversal. It won't go above. It will make that sickness worsen more than the stage it was. Then the continuous usage, continuous following of the guideline, we now start reversing the damage, reverse the damage, reverse the damage until you get to your health goals. Okay. That's why I said Tiens products are not magic. You don't take them today and then you expect to see results immediately. No, they work at the cellular level. Before you see the effect out here, they work at the cellular level, and cell is the smallest. Combination of cells is what we call tissue. Okay. Combination of tissue is what we call your organ. Okay. Organ. And combination of organ is what we call system. So if you say something is wrong with somebody's circulatory system, blood is not flowing very well, or cardiovascular system, that's the system in charge of how your heart beats, your blood pressure, everything. So if something's wrong with it, chances products start from here. So you don't see the result immediately here. It goes to the cell and starts the operation from the cell. It corrects the anomalies from the cell, then move on to the tissue before you start seeing the effect in your organ and then your system. So it's not magic. It's not something that you get fast. I want to beat fast. No. So that's why it most times gives people permanent reversal. Okay. All right. So why is Tiens products important for you to continue using them? Why is continuous usage necessary? First, Tiens products are not drugs. For some of us who don't know, who calls, you say, doctor, I want to buy my drug for the month. Tiens products are not drugs. They are not drugs. Okay? They are cell foods. Cell foods. Okay? Cell foods made from plants. So just the way you eat your food daily, you must also feed your cells daily too. And because of this, they have no side effect. So they are cell foods. So they're not drugs. They are not drugs. That is why even the dosage can be adjusted. You can use Tiens products to treat. You can also use Tiens products to prevent. If I don't want to come down with a particular sickness, I can be using Tiens. And I know, let's say I'm susceptible to a particular sickness. Let's say in my family, they're always down. There are a lot of people in my family who has hypertension, and I know I might be susceptible to that. I might have it genetically, but I've not had it right now, and I don't want to have it in the future. I can start using Tiens products that helps high blood pressure right from now on, such that I won't have it in the future. So it's not drugs. But if it's a drug, you can't use it that way. Let's say next week I have a party. I'm organizing a birthday party for my mother, and it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and I'm going to be stressed out. And I know I might have headache. I can't start using paracetamol from now because I want to prevent an headache that will come next week. No. What paracetamol is telling you is that first get sick, first have headache before you come to use me. So all of the drugs you use is first you have this problem. You can't start taking amlodipine right now because you want to prevent hypertension in the future. No. What amlodipine is telling you is that first have hypertension. And if you are fortunate to get to the hospital very quickly before you die, then we can give you amlodipine. But that is the opposite in Tiens. Tiens is, even if you don't want to have the problem, you can start using it from now on to prevent the sickness. So they are not drugs. They are cell foods, or you can call them supplements, but they are more cell foods. Okay. The second, that's why you can continuously use them. In fact, some of the products can be mixed with food. You can use calcium, Tiens calcium as beverage to eat your bread. Instead of taking tea, instead of taking Milo, you can just mix Tiens calcium in water and drink it. Eat it, use it to replace bread. You can use Tiens FOS to replace your sweetener. If you like to sweeten your food, instead of using sugar, you can use Tiens FOS. It's very, very healthy. Okay. If you are cooking right now and There are a lot of ingredients in your food that you know might be disturbing to your health. Let's say the food has Maggi, the food you are not even sure whether the rice you are cooking is expired or not. You're not even sure whether the oil that they use to cook the food is expired or not. You can open up 4 to 6 capsules of chitosan into the soup while it's on fire. Just open it up into it. Chitosan will help you to, neutralize whatever toxic ingredient is in your food. So let's say you are cooking the food yourself and you're not sure of, the ingredients, or you went for an occasion or for a party and you're not sure of the source of the food, open 4 to 6 capsules of chitosan into the food. Mix it up. It helps to neutralize toxic elements in the food. Okay, so you can mix all of these products with your food. I already told you how you can also mix antilipemic tea with pap. You can also tear antilipemic tea into vegetable. You want to cook vegetable soup, you can tear antilipemic tea into your vegetable soup and stir it while it's on fire. Make it. It helps you. These are the way you can, you can also mix calcium with semo. You want to mix semo, you can mix calcium with semo. You can mix chitosan too with semo. All of these things, you can use them as your food to prevent, and you can also take them normally as a medication to also prevent, and you can also use them to also heal yourself. Okay, so the second reason why you can use Tiens products continuously is that you are exposed to toxin daily. Every single day. Today you've been exposed to toxin. As I'm speaking to you, there's one toxin in your hand right now. That is your phone. Radiation from that phone is entering your body as I'm speaking. It's entering my own body too as I'm speaking right now. You have it all over yourself. In your place of work, you have Wi-Fi. That Wi-Fi is going to cut about 10% of your life. That's just a fact. Okay, you have mobile phones, you have televisions, you have laptops, you have tablets in your house. Count the number of phones in your house. You yourself, you have 2 phones, and each phone has dual SIM. Have you noticed that when you travel to the Western countries, European countries, you rarely find a 2 SIM phone? If you go to the United States of America, before you find a phone, before you find somebody that is using two SIM in a phone, you trek, you will waka, but you find it easily in Nigeria, and they're not manufacturing it. Why are they not manufacturing 2 SIM for themselves? Radiation. Most of the phones there, it's 1 SIM, 1 SIM. They manufacture Samsung, iPhone, 1 SIM. All the Infinix, Techno, they bring it to you in Africa, yeah, 2 SIM, 2 SIM, 2 SIM. 1 SIM alone can cut about 10% of your life based on the radiation coming in. Don't talk about 2 SIM. Then no, now count the number of phone in your house. You have one phone with 2 SIMs or 2 phones. That's 4 SIM. Your wife has one phone. You have 5 children, and all of them have phones. You have tenants in your house, and each of them have a phone, 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 a phone. So your entire environment, your entire compound is filled about 10 phones. Radiation is concentrated, so you always feel anytime you are at home, even though you don't do anything, you're always feeling tired. Are you seeing where this problem is from? But you think it's spiritual. It's like anytime I go out of the house, I always feel energetic. I'm always okay. But anytime I'm stepping into the house like this, my body always feels somehow. Anytime I travel, anytime I go for convention, for camp, travel home, travel to the village, I'm always very, very fine. But anytime I get back home, my body always feels somehow. I'm restless. There must be something. Maybe they've buried one cow. They've buried something. They buried a juju in my compound. They start praying, 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 praying. Toxins, radiation. So we are exposed to toxin every day. That's why you're supposed to be using detoxifier every day. If you detoxify yesterday, today you've been exposed to another toxin. You've eaten, you've breathed in some air, you've eaten different foods, you've been exposed to radiation, dust, everything has come into your body. Free radicals has been produced in your body. Some cells are dead in your body. So you have to keep on using detoxifier every single day. The same way you bathe. When you bathe yesterday, or let's say we have 7 days in a week. Do you now say, because I don't want to bathe for 7 days, I don't want to be going back and forth into the bedroom every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, today is Sunday, first day of the week. Let me bathe 7 times on Sunday. So these 7 baths will cover for the 7 days in a week. If you bathe 7 times on Sunday, fine, you'll be clean, you'll be fresh, your body will be crispy. But by tomorrow, when you go to work on Monday and you're back, what happens to your body? You won't even feel as if you've had your bath. You will feel the need to have an habit. That's how detoxification 2 is. You feel there's a need for you to detoxify every single day. Okay, that is why Tiens products is made in such a way that you can continuously use it, because you will be needing them every day. Also, another reason why you need to continuously use Tiens products is that prevention is better than cure, like you know, and prevention is also cheaper than cure. So you're not to wait until when sickness comes. Sometimes when symptoms appear, by the time you start seeing that this is wrong with you, the damage is already late. So you should regularly do things, even if it's just 2 bags of anti-lipemic tea. If it's just 3 times a week, I take 2 bags of anti-lipemic tea on Monday, on Wednesday, and Saturday regularly, as long as it's regular. Even just one bag every day to prevent. I'm taking one bag. There are 40 bags of anti-lipemic tea in one pack. That means you can take one bag for 40 days, or you can take two bag for 20 days out of one. So one pack can last you for a month. Okay, personally, your wife will have his own pack too. Taking it regularly to prevent problems, especially people of old age. If you're above 30, above 40, then you're at higher risk. So you have to keep on preventing. Then the fourth reason why you have to continuously use Tiens products is that your own health, your own personal health as a Tiens partner becomes a testimony, becomes your strongest conviction. When you tell people, me, I have my own testimony. I used to be down with malaria every single time. It got to an extent where the pharmacy that sells drug to me already knew me. They knew my name. It got worse to an extent that, malaria drugs don't last for long. There's always a new edition. There was a time where there was chloroquine. You will no longer find chloroquine right now because malaria builds resistance to drugs. That's why there was a time when there was amala. There's no longer amala right now, okay? Or it's no longer popular. Malaria builds resistance. So when you use a particular drug back to back, after a while, because a lot of people abuse drugs, okay? After a while, the malaria drugs no longer work or is no longer effective again. So the company brings up and down. So there's always new drugs. So it got to an extent where my pharmacy had my number. They used to call me that, Mr. Yo, a new malaria drug is not available, to let you know the extent of how I fall ill of malaria back to back. There's virtually no 2 week that I don't have malaria. Back to back. One single bite of mosquito will give malaria. I used to walk around with a pack of malaria drug in my pocket every time when I'm traveling everywhere. Every pack of malaria. So I was a friend of malaria. Tiens product saved me. Just detoxification saved me. So I tell people with confidence, especially those who have malaria, who have not just the normal malaria we used to have, recurrent malaria that is resistance, malaria that is always there. I tell them with confidence that I am a testimony. So I know malaria back like the back of my hand. I know there are 5 types of malaria. People don't even know there are 5 types of malaria. There's the most popular one, but people treat the most popular one, and sometimes the one that is wrong with you might not be the most popular one. In fact, there's something called food sensitivity. There are some people that are sensitive to some food and you don't know. There are some foods that makes you happy if you monitor yourself. There's some food that whenever you eat them, it makes you happy. There's some food that whenever you eat them, you fall asleep very quickly. There's some food that when you eat them, it makes you depressed. There's some food that when you eat, it makes them heavy. There's some food that whenever you eat them, you scratch your body. You don't know. You are not looking at your food. You're always thinking it's something on the outside. So there are people who have food sensitivity. They have sensitivity to some food. So when they eat some of this food that they are sensitive to, they always have symptoms of malaria. They think it is malaria, and it's not malaria. So they keep on using drugs, taking treatment, taking drip every single time, etc. So I know malaria like the back of my hand, but Tiens product saved me. So one of the reasons why you have to continuously use Tiens product is that your health will become a testimony. And your testimony, your story is a strong conviction. When I'm not talking about somebody else, I'm talking about me. This was my issue. This was my case. So continuous usage of the product saved me and helped me. Okay. And lastly, continuous usage of the product, pays you, because regularly as you're buying your monthly PPV, you are being paid. You are being paid for protecting your health. That is why we are in the wellness industry. We are not in the sickness industry. Sickness industry is where they need you to get sick before they can make money. But here, we need you to be well so that you can make money. We are in the wellness industry. So we want you to be well. So Tiens wants you to be well. Keep on using the products regularly to prevent. And then you are being paid. You are being encouraged to keep on using the products. There's no pharmacy that you go to where you buy a drug and you are being paid for coming to buy a drug. No. We are being paid for protecting you. So these are the 5 reasons why you can continuously use your products. Okay? Tiens products. All right. So, like I said, your monthly PPV is your health. Stop seeing your monthly PPV as an expense. It's not an expense. You're not giving anybody money. You are purchasing a product that you want to use for your health. It's you. You are using it for your health. Okay? It's an investment in your health. People who use their PPV regularly, apart from the money aspect, we've seen the statistics that they don't fall sick often. And even when they fall sick, they recover very fast. If you're always using your PPV, buying your PPV and using it regularly, they have stronger body and they have more confidence in the product. Look at the way I'm talking about malaria right now. I have confidence It's not somebody said, it's not an hearsay. I have my personal conviction that this works for this. This can do this. So whatever I'm talking, somebody else cannot talk like that because that person has not had that conviction in the product because the person is not using the product like me. Okay. So you have confidence in the product. You have your body will be strong. Do you know continuous usage of detoxification product reverses age? It makes you look younger than your age. It makes you do things that you can't do at your age, that you shouldn't even be doing at your age because of your body. You'll be jumping up and down like you are maybe 20 years younger or 10 years younger. You bend down, you'll be able to see without glasses, you'll be sleeping very well, waking up. People will be asking, mommy, how are you doing it? Are you using juju? Like some people of your age are like this. People of your age are using walking sticks. People of your age are always tired easily. Like you are just sharp and sharp. When they ask you to read a Bible passage in the church, you are clear. Your vision is so clear that you don't even need glasses, you don't need extra light. Like, mommy, how are you doing it? It makes you strong. And remember, a strong partner builds a strong business. A weak partner cannot build a strong business. So my final message to you right now is that detoxify every day. Don't wait until you fall sick. Every single day, detoxify. The way you sweep your house every day, sweep your internal body. The way you have your bath every day, where you scrub your body, where you brush your mouth, or brush and scrub your internal body. So when you're buying your PPV, use them. Use your PPV. Use your PPV. Go through the benefit of each product. Buy product that you need for yourself to upgrade this area of your health, this area of your health. You want to upgrade your memory. You want to, relieve stress. You want to upgrade your sleep. You want to upgrade your vision. You want to upgrade your resistance against blood pressure, your resistance against falling ill easily, your resistance against this, your resistance against cough, your resistance against rising blood sugar, your resistance against, you want to burn fat. You want to, regularly, the things that you want to improve about your health, areas that you want to bring up, you want to upgrade, buy the product related to them as your PPV. It serves as your PPV for your business to keep your business active. It also serves as an investment into your health, and then you're being paid for it. So it's not an expense, it is an investment into your health, and it prevents future chronic problem where you'll be needing big budget to take care of yourself. It helps you reduce your hospital bills. So it is very, very important. Okay. Because by the time sickness show up, it may already be late. Do you know there's a large number of people that die before they get to the hospital? Nigeria does not even have ambulance. So if you are hoping that my son is a doctor, my wife is a doctor, or my firstborn is a doctor, it's into medical practice. So even if something happens to me, they'll quickly rush me to my son's hospital before you get there. Before you get there, so many people died. You see what happened ending of last year, where this popular boxer Anthony Joshua had an accident. Two of his friends died. There was no ambulance to pick him up. No ambulance. There's no ambulance in Nigeria. Let them deceive you. We are both in Nigeria. There's no ambulance in Nigeria anywhere. So if you think, yeah, if this thing happens, so the government is telling you that protect yourself. We are not here for you. We are here for something else at this moment. Find a way to protect yourself. Build your own ministry of health for yourself, like we used to talk about. Build your ministry of finance, how you protect your money, your ministry of health, your ministry of transportation. Build it yourself. If you rely on us, but so many people that their problem, their issues, their emergency could have easily been solved in the hospital or easily be taken care of. But because there's no proper emergency service in Nigeria, they die. So you don't wait until you fall sick because by then it might be already too late. Okay, what if you get to the hospital and there's a strike? It's only in Nigeria that we see people in the medical practice that strike. You get to the hospital and they're on strike. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Let me know. Get to the hospital, they tell you they're on strike. Or you get to the government hospital and they tell you there's no bed. Do you know it happens in Nigeria? If you are conversant with the medical practice very well, you get to the hospital and they tell you there's no bed, there's no ward. We can't attend to you. Or your case needs a specialist and the specialist is not here. We need to refer you to somewhere. And there's no ambulance that can, that can transfer you from one hospital to the other that will, have life support equipment. They just tell you, they tell the people that brought you to take you to wherever they're taking you to by themselves. No ambulance, no life support, anywhere. So protect your health such that even when issues come up, your body will recover very, very, very fast, faster than expected. There are so many people that have been on Tiens products and their doctors were surprised. Like they're saying, what did you use? They're saying, what did you use? What did you do? Mommy, how did you do it? Etc. Etc. Okay. So I'll stop here for tonight. So if you have any question with regards to what we discussed tonight, let me know. I'll just take one or two questions for tonight. Okay. One or two questions for tonight.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ire, and I will be anchoring the Q&A session. So, if you have any question, please unmute yourself and ask your question, or you use the chat box to ask your question if you cannot unmute yourself. Unmute yourself to ask your question because this is a Q&A session. Unmute yourself to ask your question, or you use the chat box so that we can quickly round up. Unmute yourself to ask your question, or you use the chat box. It's like we'll call it a night, no questions, sir.
All right. So in the absence of questions, we draw the curtain here tonight. So next week again, we continue with our mentorship. I'm going to check on the assignment that I gave earlier on. Check again for those who did it and their feedbacks. It's a regular thing. Then our Thursday and Friday presentation continues every single week. Okay. Now, for those of you who probably joined, maybe some month ago, and there's some mentorship session that you've missed. The links are usually resent in the group. Please go watch them. There are a whole lot of information that we share in the mentorship that you need. This is your business. This is yours, and the business is giving you an opportunity to be mentored, to be trained. Watch, listen. The hours you will use to watch a movie is also the same thing you used to be on this mentorship session. People prefer to watch movies. People prefer to do things that are entertaining, and they avoid things that will upgrade their life. The same thing. So go back, watch this mentorship session. The information you need are there already. We've done a lot to explain most of these things to be very, very simple and understandable. So go there and watch. And if you have any question, any concern during the course of the week, you can drop your question in the group or send us a private chat. Okay. With that being said, I'll see you guys, everybody, next week again. Bye for now.